I've never been so relieved to be called a liar in front of 30 people. I was a C- writer in Mr. Vaughn's junior English class, and honestly the minus was carrying most of the weight. So when I turned in a research essay and got a 97, I understood why he blinked at it twice. What I didn't understand was him standing at the front of the room on a Tuesday morning, holding my paper up like a piece of evidence, and calling me a fraud with a keyboard. You bought this. I wrote it. A kid who submits half-page reflections in Comic Sans does not suddenly produce a structured argument with a counterpoint section. I used Times New Roman this time. Nobody laughed. Tough room. He said he'd found the source. He waved a printout, some blog post about labor conditions in the Gilded Age, and said the overlap was undeniable. Same argument, same 3 examples. Practically the same conclusion. Here's the part he didn't check. I write everything in Google Docs. Every draft, every deleted sentence, every 11 p.m. panic rewrite, all of it saved forever in the revision history. 406 revisions across 19 days. You can watch the essay get built like time-lapse footage of a house going up. I told him that. He said, "You can fake anything now," and walked back to his desk. That was his first mistake. His second was not knowing my mom files public records requests for a living. His third was not checking the date on his own printout. Here's the thing about being accused of plagiarism. It travels. By Thursday, everyone knew. By Friday, I was the kid who bought his essay. By Monday, a girl I'd sat next to for 2 years moved seats. My best friend asked me straight out if I did it. I said no. He said, "Okay." His face said something else. They made me write a supervised replacement essay. New prompt, empty room, assistant principal watching me like I might swallow a thumb drive. 90 minutes. I got an 89, mostly because I panicked and cut a paragraph that was actually good. Mr. Vaughn wasn't moved. He knows what we're looking for now. My mom came in the next morning. Blazer, legal pad, the specific calm of a woman who had canceled everything on her calendar for the day. "I'd like to see the source document," she said. "The blog post, and my son's file." The principal agreed. Mr. Vaughn said he'd need to locate it. "You held it up in front of a classroom 6 days ago," Mom said. "I'll bring it tomorrow." Tomorrow came. He walked in with a coffee and no printout. Said he must have recycled it during cleanup. Mom smiled. Not a warm smile. The smile you give something you've already decided to eat. "That's fine," she said. "I pulled the district's Google Workspace audit logs, and I archived the blog post myself." She slid 2 pages across the table. Page 1. My document's creation timestamp and edit log. First keystroke on a Tuesday at 4:12 p.m. 19 days of revisions after that, including a stretch at 1 a.m. where I typed the word "the" 4 times in a row and deleted it. Page 2. The blog post. Published date at the bottom. 3 days after I submitted my final draft. The room got very quiet. "So my son plagiarized a source," Mom said, "that did not exist yet." Mr. Vaughn started to say something about a possible earlier version. Mom slid over a 3rd page, the archived snapshot showing the post's original publication. No edits, no prior draft. "You told 30 teenagers he was a cheat," she said, "based on a document you never checked the date on. Then you lost it. Why would you lose the only thing that proved you right?" He said he'd made an error in judgment. "You made an error in judgment that was 2 signatures away from his permanent record. That was going on to college applications. That did go on to his reputation, his friendships, and whatever's left of his interest in writing." She wasn't raising her voice. That was the frightening part. "I want a written apology. Read aloud. Same room, same students." The principal nodded slowly. "That's reasonable. I'm not finished." Mom picked up her phone. "I'd also like to know why 9 other families contacted me this week with the same story about the same teacher." The principal's expression changed. Mr. Vaughn's did too. He was fired. Not resigned, not stepped away. Fired. The district review found 14 students he'd accused with no verified evidence over 6 years. 14 kids who lost grades, lost friends, lost the assumption that trying hard would ever be believed. He read the apology to my class. 30 people watching. He never looked up from the paper. I didn't need him to. 3 kids apologized to me afterward. My best friend wasn't one of them. That one still stings. My grade got restored. 97. First A I'd ever earned in an English class. Turns out I can write.